So it looks like we lost the sharing. I'm going to try and share again where it left off. Let's hope it works.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But if they click on here we are.
Morning.
More wireframing. We got the whiteboard and we've got.
Do we have like an edit and a trash can, or we can make little icons underneath it?
Yeah, do that.
I was thinking kind of back to that screenshot you and I looked at.
Like
Garrett,
a pencil and a
kind of with the
trash
two little
can.
things like that one with a sharing icon and like one with
Yeah.
So a person, a pencil, and a trash can.
Yeah. Yep. But she can find that one. But for this, for just drawing this out. Yeah, exactly. Yep. But if they click on the thumbnail, it'll just be the edit option. It'll take them right to it.
Yeah.
And so will the edit button.
So if a user deletes a whiteboard, are they completely gone, or is there a trash can, like a trash option?
So if they delete with the trash can, there will be a warning. Are you sure you want to delete this? But where would that trash? Do we really want to save trash on the server? Do we just say
I think if
you
they say,
delete
"Are
it?
you sure you want to delete this?" Yes, it's gone.
Yeah. Well, you can put that in the warning.
And do we have
Like warning? Yeah, once you delete this.
Are you sure you want to delete this? It will not. You will not be able to recover it.
Right. And if they delete it, everybody loses it, right? Or are we doing owner type?
That's a good point.
Because you're talking about like Google.
Yeah. Like,
well, what happens with Google?
If you're the owner, it goes completely away.
On everybody's?
On everybody's. If you're not, it doesn't. And even then, it goes into the trash.
Right, but we don't need to do the trash.
Right.
But you're right. If you're not the owner and you delete it.
The shared with me, you can't. The delete option goes away on shared with me. That's all you do.
So only owners can delete?
Yeah. So if the owner deletes it and you were shared on it, it goes away on your shared with me area. That's how you do it.
It just always shows up here once you're shared with it?
No.
You can't have.
You can't delete it, so get rid of the delete on shared with me.
But it never goes away?
It doesn't go away, no. The shared with me, you see all the ones that are shared with you. Okay. But if the owner, the one that created it, deletes it, then it goes away on yours.
Okay.
But you can only edit it if they give you access to edit it.
We're gonna allow transfer of ownership?
Probably should.
Okay.
But that edit one's not going to show up if they don't have access to edit it.
Or if it's shared, so does that mean we have to have a shared?
View only.
View only and a edit option.
Okay.
That'll be on the next page, but all I'm saying is that pencil will go away if that system doesn't have access.
Put an asterisk there.
Yeah.
It could be there, it might not be.
It's not going to matter on the designing side. He can design it in. On the programming side, we'll need to remember this. Right.
Okay.
So that pencil might change to an eye. So draw an eye there, down on the bottom, view only. Draw an eye. That's generally what it is on view only. But this is all bringing up things that we've never thought of,
Yeah.
right? Like we had not even thought of any of this for this whiteboarding software. Okay, so now let's say they click on it to go into, well, actually let's just do add new whiteboard. Somebody clicks on add new whiteboard, what happens? So draw that next page. It's the same. Now you draw those things up at the top.
You got your sidebar. Okay, so now you've got this bar. With your little icons in it.
Do you need the sidebar at this point, or can you get rid of it?
You always
I think you can
have-
get rid of the
always have to
sidebar.
have it.
No, you're in the tool now.
But what if you want to go to another tool?
Then you have to get out.
No, because what if you want to do 2 screens? I think you keep it. It's small.
I think you always have to have it. That's part of the software.
Okay.
I think it's small.
If you click out of it, and what happens?
It just saves.
It just saves. We're automatically
Autosave.
Well, you
Yeah.
have a, no, you, I would.
When they click out, it
Warning.
just triggers an autosave.
triggers a warning to save it. We're not going to auto save. That's way too much on a server. And in this, we don't need to auto save in here.
Just
all
have
you do
leave
is
or
you just-
stay type prompt.
If you ever leave, it has the prompt. Yep,
Yeah.
to save
So
it.
let's write that down,
Well,
because we're gonna remember. If they go to leave, prompt to save.
And just so we don't forget, will you write like some type of transfer ownership message to the side of that one, just so we can remember to think about.
program that in.
Over here.
Yeah.
Just
Just down there,
opposite
yeah.
somewhere.
Transfer ownership option. Because if the owner ever goes to delete one that they've shared, it'll give them a bunch of warnings. If you delete this, all the people you've shared it with will not be able to access it anymore either. You can transfer ownership if you'd like. Delete or cancel.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you've got the options at the top, which are we need to draw them out.
Well, yeah. So that's where this comes into play, right?
Yeah.
We want to
so-
come up with our options.
Right. So we've got.
So let's just write them down. What options we want? We want the brush, right? I'm just gonna write them, and then we can draw.
That's
them.
fine. So they've got a brush option
We want the pen.
and pen. We don't want the marker. So if you click that arrow down, yeah, and I don't like that. We're just gonna have a brush. Well, we already have it. Go to the ether draw here. We're gonna keep it like this. We've got the brush and the pencil. I like that. That's way easier than what they've got. But if they click, we just need a way for them to change the size. Oh, by the way, if you do the paint, do the paint and draw something. He fixed it so it doesn't. So he's already got that done.
So we want size. Do we want color? We just only want size.
Well, we've got the color option that they can just do separate. So
Okay.
we've already got that.
So one thing I like about this,
So we need a size option.
Yeah. All we need is a size option on the brush and the pencil. Really just the brush.
with this
The
one,
pencil
I like,
will keep.
But you might want to make your pencil thicker.
But that's the same as the brush kind of.
So maybe we don't need a brush.
I don't think we
I
do.
get- I think
we
maybe-
just do one.
Maybe we. But it is nice to just click a thicker line
Yeah.
rather than having to go change it.
Right.
So I think it's okay to have both and just be able to change the thickness of both if you want.
Okay. So we want the size option. The color is separate. I like it separate. Like I don't want to have to click inside. I like having it separate anyway because it's quicker to me. On ours, if you go back to ours, you can see that you can just quickly do the color.
How do they know which one?
It's whatever one they've
So
selected.
Oh, okay.
One thing I like about this other is that, I mean, it's really simple, but I like it as a user, like that when you hover, it tells you what it is, right? Like, so we need to make sure that we
Oh,
remember
little
that.
menus,
'Cause then
It's
if we
just
do it-
tooltip.
Yeah,
tooltips.
yep.
Alright.
So add tooltips. Okay, so we got color. So the next one that we really want that they have is the text. Text op, adding text
Text.
option.
This one was.
Yeah. So you can easily add text. I love that. I don't click the down arrow on that one.
You got simple text, you got
Do
paragraph.
we need
and
do
note.
we need that to that level? I don't think we need to that level. I think it's just a text box and they can add it.
Well, the idea of a note is a paragraph probably lets them write in a box, so you can expand it. I don't.
But this is
it's
just
over
too,
on the side, and then they've got edit options.
yeah,
that's
this is too
complicated.
much.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I like it, but we don't have time. We don't have time to develop all this.
Yeah, I
So,
don't think we need
We
it.
just need one that puts a text box and then you can move it around.
Right.
Okay.
Like what? Click the note one. So it adds a sticky.
Yeah, we don't. You just don't need that.
No.
Just
One thing I do like about this though is that like, so if you're drawing and you wanna describe the wireframe, not the wireframe, the whiteboard. You wanna describe what this is talking about. This is kind of cool. Having a text area where you can describe what.
the notes. So it's just
Almost
a
like a
notes,
notes
area.
area.
No, that's what that is.
Yeah.
I do like the notes area.
So what?
But to me,
But
that's
it
a
could just be
separate.
a separate area. Actually, what it could be is it could be an expanded
It is.
contract.
They do that right there. So click over on that far right one.
This one?
Yep. See?
Uh,
I think that's all you do.
But I think it's always there, and it's just like a little arrow,
Yeah, I like
and
that.
it just comes in
So
and
draw
out.
that on the wireframe.
So that's something they don't necessarily have to place, it's just always there.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I don't really care for this portion, like, just.
No, you don't need that. I
Yeah.
don't know what that is.
That's just a note symbol saying that there is a note.
Yeah,
This is-
you just don't need that. Just have a note area. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That won't be hard to develop.
Mm-mm.
It's just notes. It's just text that you're gonna save in the database. And then you can open it or close it. I actually like theirs better, Scott.
Or what?
Then you don't have to have that notes thing on the side. I like how they just have their thing up here.
Oh yeah.
Just
And then it opens and
click
closes
it.
the notes.
Open and close.
See? Then you
I
know.
do too, yeah, just one little icon up at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just gives you more room to not have to run into
Yeah,
that.
that does take up space, but
Okay. We already have the upload an image.
so notes.
Yep.
But let's write it down anyway. Upload image. So we're writing down all the features we want.
Right. So we already have that option.
Do we want to change the text size?
No, we're just doing a simple text.
Do they change their text size?
Yeah. You gotta go back to the text. You gotta click on the text when you're on note. So yeah, you can change the text size. I just don't see the need on version 1.
Okay.
Like if it does this and it's a general size that kind of
But what if they want to what if they're mocking something up and they want the text to fit inside of a box?
It's true.
Let's just,
All right,
let's just add it.
size options.
We're gonna wish we did.
Yeah. Okay, size options. Color for text.
What we'll do is we'll put these three icons next to the color icon, and
Yeah.
then whichever one's selected is the color.
Yep.
Right.
And I can change it.
I'm gonna box these
Okay.
and put color.
Color next to it. Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Do we need the shapes? To me, you're getting into
Do they have
wireframe.
shapes?
Yeah. To me, you're getting into wireframe at that point.
It's kind of cool.
It's a lot quicker than drawing out.
Yeah, but that's not. To me, you're not a whiteboard anymore.
Zoom.
True.
Like what we're doing
whiteboard
right
is more
here.
freehand
Yeah,
drawing.
that's what you're doing over here, right? Like
Right.
I can't. Granted, I'd like to upload an image. That's one thing we can't do here.
Right.
But to draw things, you're just gonna draw them.
Right. Yeah, I'd say no on the shapes.
I think it could be version 2 if people really want it, but that's just one more thing we don't have to do. The undo and redo, for
Undo.
sure. That's one thing. I think next to those you have the save option up there. Save whiteboard. I was thinking we have it down on the bottom, but then it's going to be in the way.
Right. That's easy. We can
Okay,
just put
zoom
a
in
disc,
and out.
A little disc,
Well-
a little disc icon.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And you can't leave without saving it.
Right.
It's not. We're going to force it so they can't leave without saving it.
Right. So this kind of connects to this.
Are we doing a zoom on version 1 or no?
Yeah, yeah. Put zoom on there.
Zoom.
I like that option. And I think that's it.
What about this? So I think this allows you to fill in the box, or doesn't it, to color the box or make it transparent? Isn't that what that
Is
does?
that this one? Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? I think that's just a select.
We'll click
Oh,
the
it is
down arrow.
select. It is select.
Mm.
How do we?
I like how you can delete when you select it. You can specifically delete
You can delete. You can resize. What?
or matches
Or
move.
Or change the color. That's interesting.
Yeah, we're not gonna get to that level. I like the delete. We can already move on ours, but I like the option to be able to delete.
But I don't think you have to have a delete icon. You just click on it. Once it's selected, you should be able to just push delete and have it delete.
That's not how Node JavaScript works, but I can see if it.
Yeah, because it doesn't let you do that. Yeah.
You can't even do it on theirs, so we just need to say delete specific item option, whether it's the backspace or something that like that.
So it's not necessarily.
It's not up
part of
top.
This.
We just need to remember.
Functionality.
Okay. Do we want a resize option?
No, they don't have a resize option.
So we just want.
Delete item.
What if they want to color in something?
You just
No.
gotta. No, I don't know how. You would just have to color it in with it's a marker.
Okay. What about layers? So, go back here, click on that,
She's got a select mode.
and then click on that. Is this just behind that? It must be.
First come, first served type.
We'll click the down arrow on the select button up top. doesn't do anything?
Mm-hmm.
What is the hand?
Oh, there it goes.
So you can lock.
So if you cut and
select.
copied it, then it would be on top. Or cut and pasted it. I mean.
Can you push shift and grab more than one thing down here? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
See if you can do it on ours. You have to be in select mode, which is, I think, that little eraser thing, which doesn't make any sense. No, that's drawing. The little eraser guy. Yeah.
Sorry, this one.
Yep. You selected your little tiny thing. Yeah, you can.
Now try to
Now move
them.
them. Yep, that works.
So we need a select. Do we need a select thing like that?
That is the select thing. We just need a new icon for it.
So we need what? We need that in here though.
Yeah.
Select.
Yep.
I think just the mouse doodle is nice. Or a hand or whatever.
I like the hand. That makes more sense to me. I don't know
Yeah.
what the
Why do
hand
they
is
have
on there.
both?
I don't know what that hand is. Can you click that hand?
That one's more editing, I guess.
Pan mode. Oh, that's just a zoom. Where you could probably just move around.
Yeah, I don't think we need
I
that.
don't know. Do you want to see who you're sharing it with in this page?
That might be cool.
Yeah, I think you
You
do.
could put, I mean,
You
you
just
got a
put
lot of
their
space.
icons.
Yeah, you got a ton of
You
space.
could almost put their
Their
icons
icons right here.
across the top there.
Oh no, I would just do a share. Your little share guy that you do over here. You just make it up top, and you click it, and then it opens up. It just
So,
opens up. That's
shared-
when it is a pop-up.
Shared with?
Mm-hmm.
So just a pop-up right here.
Or
Yeah.
is it just it's a share icon, but
Yeah.
then when you click it, it shows
It shows who you're sharing,
or
and
who
you
want to
can
share.
remove at that point and add people.
Right.
Because as soon as you hit save, it's gonna ask you to name the whiteboard and ask you who you want to share it with. So probably on the save, on this save, put name whiteboard and share options.
And share.
So she's hovering over the show boards. We need a way to get back. How do you
What
get
happens
back?
if you click that?
Takes you back to that first page we designed.
So we'll need a go. We'll need a something like that.
What would it be?
It could be show boards.
Okay.
So a show boards icon.
Yep. Which really just takes you back to the whiteboard's original place.
So they don't prompt for a save, I don't like that.
Well, they do when you create it. That's actually the first step. When you create it, you name it.
Oh, but then it's just an autosave after that, cause I didn't save any of
Probably.
those changes.
Okay, that's
Put them all there.
a lot of stuff.
I know. Yeah, but it's all doable, and
Yeah.
we knew the whiteboard one would be one of our whiteboard and wireframe software. We knew were the weakest
Right.
open sources that we found. So we knew we'd had to go through this. But this is it, guys. This is how, I mean, you see how we whiteboarded this out. So basically, all of this area here is where they'll be drawing their whiteboards, right? And then up here, See, this stuff is all these things that we just came up with that we'll need to wireframe out with Duke and design out.
Mm-hmm.
And then this, when they click on whiteboard, this is where it takes them. So you can see we're just thinking things through. How is the user going to use the software, and what are the features that we need that we don't have? And more than likely, here Scott, you take this. More than likely you won't be using open source necessarily, so you'll be starting from scratch. And I mean, all of our other software, that's what we did, right? We just started from scratch. This we actually have a little bit to go off of. But go back to the modeling that we talked about earlier. That is how we've built software. We've modeled things that we really like, and it doesn't have to be a direct competitor. It can be just some software that you really like and functionality that you really like, and you just model it. So we use the word modeling because you shouldn't be copying. We didn't copy anything other than some of the features that a whiteboard needs anyway, and we're going to make it better or make it easier. You could see we took features out that we didn't think were needed. So it's just going to be streamlined and easy.
But the cool thing too is once this is done, this is actually a viable product. If we wanted, we could go and sell this just as its own product.
On its own, yeah. So one thing that we talk about in the book is keeping it super simple. Okay, and I think we even got a little bit out of hand, and you're going to find that on version 1 and getting a minimum viable product, you've got to be super simple. So you heard us cutting out a lot of things we didn't need. You got to cut out the fat, cut out all the things that you really don't need for that minimum viable product. So I think this is a good start, and we'll improve it over time. That's the thing, is we'll get it to market. This is version 1. Version 2, we'll add some of those things that we really want, or we'll listen to our customers and they'll be like, okay, I really wish it did this. And so if we get enough people asking us, we'll add those for a version 2 version. So we're going to get this wireframed out. This was the whiteboarding it out. We're going to get wireframing it out. What's cool is when we have the software, we can all do this sitting in front of a computer too, like quickly. For example, how you would use the whiteboarding software is we'd say, hey, Kate, Lindsay, we need to wireframe out this page. So she would go to the whiteboarding software, whiteboard it out, share it with us, and we'd all look at it, and then we'd come in on a big whiteboard and just finalize it. So that's how we're going to use the whiteboarding software for software funnels. So anyway, that's another wireframe whiteboarding session in the books.
Okay, so thanks for watching that. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Hopefully we got it all between those two videos. But that's wireframing, and I really wanted to share that with you guys so that you would understand how we do our wireframing. And videos like this are what's going to be in the Software Secrets training program. So where we go step by step exactly how we build out our software and how we build it fast. So hopefully you guys liked that wireframing video. That is just one tool of the software funnels software and the service. So we got a lot more wireframing to do, but that's how we do it. And then now we take that wireframe, make it a little nicer in like a Balsamic or another wireframing tool like Google Draw or Paint on Microsoft PC, and then we take that and give it to the designer, and the designer designs it out. And that's the next step that we'll be talking about on Monday, which is step 8, hire a graphics designer, and then step 9, design pages. So we take those wireframes, get a designer to design the user interface out, and from those pages that we need done, and then we design those pages, and then we hire programmers and give those programmers those pages. This is the secret to building software fast. So thanks for watching, everybody, today. Hopefully we got those videos out and you can see that.